This is one of the most iconic sleeper trains in the world, the Ghan. Over 700 metres of pure Australian adventure. Over the next 4 days, it will carry us almost 3,000 kilometres through 3 different climate zones. For over 90 years, the Ghan has crossed the heart of Australia, a route once shaped by Afghan cameleers and now considered one of the world's greatest rail journeys. This was our first time on a sleeper train, and we booked the full 4-day experience complete with off-train excursions. This all-inclusive bucket list journey can cost more than an overseas holiday. You're about to see our entire experience on the Ghan, including inside of our cabin, the carriages, everything we ate and drank, plus you'll get a taste of what each stop has on offer. And this trip was extra special because we were doing it with my mum. Little Wendy! You'll also hear from some of the experienced staff on the Ghan who gave us tips that we never thought of. We wish we'd watched more videos like this before boarding because we encountered a few unexpected hiccups along the way. Showering while in motion was its own little adventure.
I mean, like, we're not going to bring you along for the shower, but I'll tell you all about it. We'll tell you how we go.
But for us, this journey actually began 2 days ago, in Australia's tropical capital, Darwin.
So the first lesson that we're learning is before we've even checked in. So basically we have not adhered to the baggage requirements. Our bag is extremely oversized compared to everyone else's, and they only let you bring a restricted amount of baggage onto the train. And so I imagine we're going to be repacking, but we haven't reached the front of the check-in line yet, so I guess we'll see. Eric and I now have a little bet going because he thinks it'll be fine, and I don't.
What are we betting on?
That they won't let it on.
I think it will.
Alright, now do you need any bags straight away?
We don't. These fold up. And they go like these collapse.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, whatever works for you guys.
Cool.
To be honest, if you do need to change at any point, right next to the luggage van, so just let us know.
That is the face of someone who was right.
You're never living this down. This doesn't happen often. I was right. Trust your instincts, go with your gut, follow your dreams.
We're not recommending this.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was sweating.
So we've just checked in, and the check-in process was relatively easy. There was a couple of lines, we brought our bags through, and now they have a little breakfast set up, some drinks, some live music, and Eric is still riding his high.
I don't get this feeling often. I'm gonna ride it as long as I can.
So we're in B1 and Mum is in A1. So you're going to get to check out a twin gold and also a single gold on this trip with us. Here we go.
I can see why they wanted restrictions on luggage size. It's gonna be a little cozy.
I just want to say that even though I wasn't right, I was right.
We did manage to find a creative way to stow away our belongings. There is some additional storage just above the bathroom where your pillows are also stored throughout the day. We were now headed to our first stop, Katherine. On the way, we stopped in at the onboard dining room, the Queen Adelaide restaurant, and had brunch. On today's menu, we opted for the halloumi salad and strawberry ice cream on a Belgian waffle, which did not disappoint.
Single fried egg on toast for the lovely lady.
Brunch, I'm looking forward to the strawberries and cream on the Belgian waffle.
While we waited for the train to reach Katherine, we headed back to the lounge for a hot drink. Moving between the carriages is its own little adventure. The corridors are extremely narrow and the doors are very heavy.
Enjoying a quick little tea break before we pull into our first stop, which is Katherine. The service so far, mind you, we've only been on board for about an hour and a half, is next level. They remember our names after like seeing and meeting us for the first time, which is pretty remarkable. There's a lot of people here and they're remembering everyone's names.
I think it's been amazing, and a little bit later we'll explain what's going on with this Harry Potter paraphernalia hanging around. There's a lot of Harry Potter decorations, and we want to tell you a little bit about that later just because it speaks to how incredible the staff are, and it's like I'm excited to share that story a little later.
And spoiler alert, we are not going to Hogwarts, but we thought we were when we boarded because everyone was in full. Oh, sorry, is that the first time someone's told you? We're not going to Hogwarts.
I love magic.
With a little time to spare, we lathered on some sunscreen and squeezed in a quick dance party before heading out to Katherine.
Show 'em a couple moves.
Oh, couldn't possibly do that on YouTube.
not talking about those moves.
Our first off-train experience was the Nipaluk Gorge cruise in Katherine. This was a 2-hour cruise along the gorge where we saw some incredible rock faces, rock art, freshwater crocodiles, and the most photographed spot in the gorge. This activity does include a walking component with some slippery rock surfaces, which is something to consider if you're choosing this activity. The area is made up of a system of 13 gorges carved through ancient sandstone by the Katherine River. This park is home of the Darwin people and holds great ceremonial significance. After a long day, we were more than ready for our first dinner on board. Our cabin was in carriage B and the restaurant was in carriage F, which meant it was a bit of a walk to get there. That's also something to keep in mind when you're choosing your carriage, especially if mobility is a concern for you. Now for the results of our first turn-down service. The staff have this perfectly timed to convert your room while you're eating your dinner each night.
Good morning, guys. It is 7 a.m. We are pulling into Alice Springs. We're not there yet. It's been a pretty bumpy ride last night. Mind you, I think we both slept okay. So I was just in the shower. I told her I would go make her a coffee. We had to put this little, we folded up this eye mask that they gave us to sleep in the door handle because this thing was rattling all night. But I mean, I guess you should expect some of these things with a train because you can literally, you're bumping around the whole time. So anyway, decent sleep. But let's go make solid coffee. So it's nice, at the end of each little cabin or carriage, they provide you coffee supplies. You can put some hot water in there. No, we want coffee. Decaf, definitely not decaf. Cell would kill me. So you got these little Makona coffee sticks, that'll work for right now. And the amount of time we have seen people fall and drop their drinks and smash glass is incredible. So that's just something to consider when you come on board. Take your time, let the team members deliver the drinks to you because the service is amazing. They'll bring them to you. So don't think that you can balance while you're trying to bring your drink to your table, like out in the main viewing cart when you're playing games or something like that. Sit down, they'll bring it to you. All will be good. I took a couple melatonins last night to sleep. I don't know what it's been, but this trip I have not been sleeping the best. And I knew, like, you can even see the train right now. I'm trying very hard to hold my balance, keep my balance. So it was a pretty rough ride. And I knew I wasn't going to sleep all that well. And then it's really hard to get back to sleep. So that's one thing I found. So I'm a little groggy this morning, but I hear Alice Springs is incredible. So I'm hoping that these two bad boys lift my energy levels, and just the smell of it's doing it already. All right, let's go bring these back to Sal.
Now on to breakfast. We were back at the Queen Adelaide restaurant. Each part of the train has its own dining space, and this is the Gold Experience spot. Platinum and Gold Premium have their own setups, but this room had such a cozy, classic vibe. The menu is all-inclusive and handcrafted by onboard chefs using fresh local ingredients. And yep, you can tweak dishes to your liking. It's a proper multi-course breakfast and the perfect fuel for a big day ahead. This is also where they handed out the tour cards for the day. Welcome to day 2. Each day, the staff have been giving us these little itineraries. And it kind of, it's building on this lovely lanyard. And basically each day you get one of these cards and it tells you the off-train excursion that you'll be on. So today, Eric and I are doing the West Ventures tour, which is going to take us through the cultural heritage of Stanley Chasm. We're going to look at the West Macdonald Ranges. We're going to look at some incredible gorges. So we're very much excited for today. There are a couple of different options for today, and some of them optional upgrades. So the first one is the Alice by e-bike. So I think if you're in the gold class cabins, you do have to pay an upgrade fee for that one, and the excursion is exactly what it sounds like. It's exploring Alice Springs via e-bike. I personally am not a bike rider, so we crossed that one right off our list. Then there's the Ultimate Uluru Experience, which includes a scenic flight, and you have it's a premium package, and you really experience the most of Alice Springs and Uluru, and it sounds really exciting. It is expensive, so keep that in mind if you want to book that one. And then finally, there's the Uluru Scenic Flight. I met another passenger last night who was trying desperately to get onto this excursion, and sadly they were fully booked out. I believe this is something that you have to book months and months and months in advance. So if you do want to do that one, make sure that you book that in really early. And then there's Desert Park, which involves a lot of the native animals. You look at the reptiles, the different native species out here, so that also sounds really interesting. I believe they bring out a couple of birds of prey as well, so if you're interested in birds, that would be the one for you. And that's all. Those are the options for today. The ones with the stars on, you do have to pay an upgrade fee if you're in the gold cabin for the e-bikes, but the other two are an additional cost, and they're quite costly, so, and competitive to get into. So make sure you book in advance and come with your credit card. Our first stop on this tour was Simpsons Gap in the West Macdonald Ranges. On this tour, a local guide showed us different methods of living and surviving from the resources which already exist on the lands. Next, we headed to our second stop, the Stanley Chasm Cultural Walk. The chasm is a stunning geological wonder in the West Macdonald Ranges, towering over 80 metres tall and just 3 metres wide. After a big day of exploring, we were in for one of the best nights during our time on the Ghan. Dinner under the stars at the Telegraph Station. We kicked things off by wandering through the old station grounds, complete with a blacksmith demonstration, camel rides, and the museum opening its doors for us to explore. Dinner itself was magical. Live music in the background, fire pits crackling around us, and even s'mores on offer.
I've got a perfectly cooked s'more here.
And then came the dancing. To begin day 3, we thought this would be a good time to show you around the cabin, since we've now had time to really get to know the space properly. Just down here has been one of our favourite spots, and this is just where you can have a coffee, look out at the view. It's been incredible to sit here and see the changing landscapes the further down Australia that we go. They provide you with a full Ghan journey guide, so this provides you all of the information that you need to know about the train and also the tours that you're going to be on. So this is a very helpful resource to refer to if you have any questions. Each night they've also been giving us an itinerary for the next day, which has been very helpful. So far we have been to Katherine, Alice Springs, and today Coober, Pedy. So this bed, it has a lever on the side. The staff do this for you every night, by the way. So they do turn down service, and they will convert these two spaces into bunk beds for you. So you don't actually have to learn how to do this or worry about doing it, but in case you would like to know, or you just want to check out what it looks like, to push the button on the side, and then here is your bed. So this is the first bunk bed, the bottom layer. You have a staff call bell, and then also a cancel button. You have a little night light here, which turns on, another one just here. So this is where I have been sleeping, and no, it does not lead to another room. This is the bed that pulls out. And this is where these two little trinkets on the side become important, because they stop me from falling off. You have a little safety rail here too. And again, you have the staff call bell if you need it. This little secret door here folds out into a table. And then you also have just over here some more storage space for a phone, maybe some earplugs, whatever you need while you're in bed. And that is the main cabin before we move into the bathroom. We've just been called off the train. We've stopped in Coober, Pedy. We haven't had a chance to show you the bathroom as a part of our room tour yet, but we're going to show you once we get back from our off-train excursion today. Little windy! Welcome to Coober, Pedy, the opal capital of the world. Those strange mounds of dirt you see, they're actually mines, thousands of them. Our first stop was the Yamuna Opal Miner Museum, where we descended underground to explore a traditional dugout home carved directly into the earth. In a place where summer temperatures can soar above 40 degrees, living underground isn't unusual. Of course, we couldn't leave without admiring the opals themselves. Do you like this one?
I think it's really nice.
Naturally, we had to take a little piece of Coober, Pedy home with us. Then the Ghan surprised us with something unforgettable, lunch inside of a working mine, completely unique to this part of Australia. After lunch, it was our turn to become miners. Armed with tools and a little bit of hope, we tried our luck digging for opals ourselves.
Wait, I actually have two.
You have two?
This is a nice one.
Oh, where did you find that?
Holy smokes.
Next, we visited the extraordinary Serbian Orthodox Church of St. Elijah, built in 1993, entirely underground. And then the breakaways, a vast, windswept landscape. Even though the wind kept whipping us around here, it was pure magic, easily one of the most unforgettable moments of the entire journey. Back at the train, we had a photo opportunity right in front of the iconic Ghan. After this, we were able to enjoy an afternoon pick-me-up prepared by the incredible Ghan crew. Cheers!
Cheers to the end of the trip.
Oh.
Not yet.
So we just had a lovely day in Coober, Pedy, didn't we, Mum? The opal capital of planet Earth. And we bought some opals. We went inside a dugout, which is where most 70% of people here live because of the climate. It is hot. And now we are enjoying a glass of wine/sparkling right by the train before we jump back on for our last night. As promised, we are ready to show you the bathroom. Oh, hi, Eric. Come on in. Just kidding, stay there, there's not enough room. So we are now officially in the bathroom. Thank you for being so patient with us as we explored Coober, Pedy today, but we can now show you the bathroom. Before you actually come inside, I want to show you a feature that's on the door. These right here are your towel hooks. So you're going to want to hang your towels there after you've had a shower. The interesting part of this shower is that, or this bathroom rather, is that it's a wet bathroom. A little bit later in the video, Eric's going to show you the specific technique that we've worked out to showering, because it is important that you kind of have an idea of what you're doing before you get in here. But I'm just going to show you the little features that are available. So right down here you have the toilet paper, and you're going to want to make sure that this is closed over before you start running the shower. This right here is your shower curtain. So this will run all the way around here and cover up everything on this side of the toilet. This is quite possibly my favorite feature in the room because the water pressure is surprisingly incredible. You would think on a train that it wouldn't be, but it's actually amazing. So very, very happy with the water pressure and the temperature. Here is where you'll find all of your towels when you arrive, so they are also kept dry when you're showering. We don't have any fresh towels in there at the moment, but that's where they'll be. These products are incredible, and I can speak to them because I have washed my hair with them recently, and as you can tell, it looks fantastic. And Eric's washed his hair and it also looks fantastic. So I mean, product placement, the LUE products, the La Gaia unedited. Very happy with these. You also have your safety rails, so if you choose to shower or go to the bathroom while the train's moving, there are these here to help you because sometimes it can get quite rocky. And then down here you have additional storage and some toilet paper, plus your basin. Before I spoke about the lighting in the room, so the light switch is outside of the room, as you'll remember. So you have your mirror light and then you have your house lights for the bathroom as well. It's a party, it's a disco. 2 separate little water holders in here. You can put your toothbrushes, your toothpaste, whatever you need, and then a little storage unit here also. And that is basically the bathroom. Though, something that I've actually started doing is there's a little hook up here. So when you're showering, you can hang your clothes here if you don't want to step out into your main cabin to get dressed. That's just a little tip because the curtain will come in front of it and it will protect your clothes, so you can hang them there. If you are a solo traveler, there is a big difference between the twin gold and the single gold, so you're going to want to see both before you make a decision about what you're booking. In each of the cards there is a butler's pantry, so you have a selection of tea and coffee. You can come here and make it in the middle of the night, early in the morning, whenever you like. You can also fill up your water bottle in here. So each of the carriages have their independent butler's pantries, so you're definitely going to want to know about that. We also each have a separate toilet, so if somebody in your carriage is using the toilet, you can come in and use this one. And here it is. Oh, it's very cozy. Another thing that you need to know if you're booking the single cabins is they don't have independent bathrooms, so you will be using these toilets and separate showers. Okay, come on in to the single gold. Right here we have our single gold. So as you can see, there's a seat on this side and a little bit of space for your feet on this side. This also pulls down into a single bed. So you have it as a seating area during the day and then a bed during the night. Now Mum has chosen to keep her bag down here, but they can actually be stowed away just up the top here. So there is some additional storage up the top. You can also sit here and lift up a little coffee table for yourself. So you can enjoy a coffee, look out at the view of Coober, Pedy, or Katherine, or Alice Springs, wherever you are. Here is the amazing view that we're enjoying tonight. Here we have more storage, hanging storage. We also have your staff call bell and your cancel if you do it by accident. 2 separate power outlets, a cute little drawer, and then some additional storage down the bottom. Oh, Skippo, we'll have to play that tonight. We do have a little vanity area over here. You have a separate outlet over here as well. Again, you have the La Gaia unedited hand and body wash. You'll have a little towel here, your basin, and some storage down here. So you've got 2 separate drawers. There's your trash storage. And I will say that actually the storage in here is pretty good. Your towel that you're going to use hangs just behind your door on this hook here. And that is pretty much the 30 seconds of the single gold cabin on the Ghan. To select this type of room, I would suggest that you're comfortable sharing a bathroom and sharing different amenities like the shower, because you are required to if you're in a single room. If you're not comfortable with that, I would suggest upgrading to the gold twin where you have your private bathroom.
Welcome to the shower tutorial. Don't worry, we're gonna keep this family friendly, PG rated. It's not that type of YouTube channel. So first things first, when you come in here, oh, we almost lost the camera. The train is all over the place. So that's the first tip. Brace yourself as I almost fall and wipe out. You wanna unclip the, jeez, we are losing the camera everywhere. This is gonna be a little bit more difficult than I thought. But unclip the shower curtain. Bring this all the way around, and you want to make sure you put it on the inside of the toilet because everything is going to get soaked. Next, what I like to do is I get this shower head and I point it as far down as possible because you never know what the water pressure is going to be like. Put it on. Oh, that's cold. Ooh, okay. Yeah, everything's already getting soaked. I know a lot of this seems very obvious, but trust me, when you're here, this camera has a wide angle lens. It's actually making it look a lot bigger than it actually is. If you haven't already, drop us a subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Just click that button right now. I don't know who else is filming themselves showering on the Ghan. So as far as I know, no one else has done it. So please, for our efforts, subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. It's that button right below. You can do it while I'm figuring out the hot water here. Oh, Lord. Feels great after a long day in the dust and in the wind of Coober, Pedy. This is what you want, a nice hot shower. It's one of the other perks of having a gold twin room. You get your own shower. If not, you got to share with others. So I might stop the camera here because you've now seen enough. I'm gonna, well, as you can see, I don't have hair, so I'm not gonna use much shampoo, but I might exfoliate my head. And then, as Sel has already said and mentioned during the tour part, the products that they have here on board are really nice, and they leave you smelling like a flower. So I guess that's always good. Anyway, we'll see you in the next segment. I'm gonna shower and put the camera down. Okay, bye.
After freshening up for the day, we headed to our final meal on the Ghan. We also had yet another Harry Potter-style finale.
Coming from Hogwarts itself, I want to introduce to you our lovely Jasmine and Matilda. So please sit back, relax, have your popcorn, have your wines, and yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
Scared, Jasmine? In your dreams, Matilda. Incendio! Vamos! Accio! What is going on here? You know that Julie is for off the train. So get back to work. Sorry, Lisa! 10 points for Gryffindor.
This was all in the spirit of one child who had chosen this Harry Potter-inspired trip as a part of the Make-A-Wish program. Please, if you can, donate today. These programs make a huge change in the joy of children and their families. You would have noticed we mentioned the staff numerous times. Now you can hear from one of our favourite Ghan staff, Dylan.
Like, I know we do this week in, week out with, you know, whether it's the Ghan, the Indian Pacific, the Great Southern, but to be able to make some people's trips the moment that they've just been waiting for their whole life is so actually rewarding to it all. You start the journey, like everyone has the first day of school nerves, they really, you know, sort of meeting and greeting, and then when it comes to the second day, they start to get to know each other. And then to be able to be that glue for everyone, to be able to stick everything together, interact, make little moments for them, so then later on they can share it with their family or friends or the people that they travel with, which is really special, yeah. I think it's the little champagne moments. Obviously, we give little hints here and there of how the day's gonna work, but we don't give everything out. So when you go on book, when people go on book, they see, oh yeah, tours, this and that, but there's all little different things that we might do, little touches to everything, besides obviously the view, the food, everything like that, that we sort of put together that sort of adds a little bit more flair to it all. When people go out, they don't really know what to expect, which I get it, because obviously no one knows when they book it what to expect. You read what you read upon the brochures and the information, but yeah, that's another thing that we just like to have it there, don't say too much, and just to get you excited with it all. So,
Which I think works so well because I didn't have any expectation.
Yeah, no.
Like, what do we?
It's like, oh yeah, dinner outside under the stars. That sounds pretty good. It does sound pretty good, but then when you get there, how much gets put together with it? Yeah,
Insane.
Yeah, which is so sweet. Yeah.
Before we depart the Ghan, there are a few other sections of the train we wanted to show you which might be helpful for you to be aware of before you board. We got up early to show you these so as not to disturb the other guests travelling.
It's currently 6 a.m. in the morning because if you haven't noticed, the train is very tight quarters and there's a lot of people on board, so we had to get up early to do this tour for you. So you're welcome. Now when you first look at the Ghan, you're going to read online that it's one of the longest sleeper trains in Australia, and you're probably wondering, am I going to have to walk that entire length every single day to get to the different carriages? The answer is no. So the train's broken up into sections of 3 carriages. So you've got your sleeper sections, you've got your main lounge area, and then you've got your dining cars. So the train's broken up into 3 sections. So those are the only 3 cars that you traverse in every day. You do not need to go all the way to the back of the train, and I'm probably not going to let you. That's where the platinum rooms are. We're not platinum, clearly. After being on the Ghan for the last 3 days, pro tip, work on your upper body muscles. You know, maybe do a couple bicep curls and tricep pushdowns or push-ups, because you're gonna be opening and pushing a lot of doors. So what we're doing right now, we're going through the sleeper cabin and we're getting ready to go to the lounge. Lounge is a nice spot for everyone to hang out in because, one, your quarters, your sleeping quarters in your cabin can be very cramped. And it's nice to socialize and play games, have a drink. This is where the bar is. We are in Australia after all, so the bar does get frequented a lot. welcome to the lounge. So really quick, over here we've got a plethora of board games. Sel absolutely took me to town and schooled me with Connect 4. And then what I decided to do is we wanted to get to know everyone, so we started a massive game of Uno with quite a few passengers on board. We had a really good time with that. So you got all your card games, all your board games here. You got sitting areas on both sides, and the nice thing is you can go order your drink from the bar. Very, very friendly staff, and they'll bring your drinks to you. Why am I saying that? Well, if you haven't noticed, it's a little rocky, and we've probably seen about 10 broken wine glasses. So if your balance isn't all that great, don't worry. Order your drink, go and sit down. They're gonna take care of everything for you. You can't see it now because again, it is 6 a.m. in the morning. But if we look out the windows, we are pulling into Adelaide. It's pitch black at the moment, but this cart is lined with windows. So you can sit back, you can relax, you can take it all in. I even brought a book. So I've been reading. It's just nice to get out of your cabin and enjoy a little bit of space.
There were a few other things we didn't have the chance to mention in this video, like our do's and don'ts, so we've created an entirely separate video for this. In that video, we also talked to night manager Katherine. Without a doubt, the Ghan is a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and if given the chance, we would 1000% do it again. We love unlocking new experiences and talking to people who live and breathe unique lives and experiences everywhere around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.